Alrighty, we have our Runescape patch notes for February 5th, 2013. The graphical upgrades have been players' hands will no longer glow when crossing monkey bars with a Dragonfire shield equipped. Styles animations have been fixed so that his head isn't trapped in a lobster cage. A part of the roof in Sophonim is now removed when it is supposed to be. The scimitars on the table of Valkyrit's Scimitar Shop have been updated. Some roof tiles have been fixed on the exam center. You will no longer be forced away from the map squares in the Chaos Dwarf room of Taverley Dungeon. Some Z-bias issues within the Chaos Altar have been fixed. We've removed the old Java texture from the Troll Stronghold exit. Forgotten Rangers now hold and fire their bows correctly. A stretching issue with Royal Dragon High Chaps has been fixed. The animation has been changed for adding spider carcasses to sticks. Necromancers should no longer have their face stretched upon death. Tutorial Island has been removed from the map in the Runecrafting Guild. Ozan now has some extra details on his hands. The animations for planting seeds within the Troll War Zone area has been adjusted. A new rake animation has been added. Miliki has been moved back from her counter slightly. Pardon me while I take a sip of my beverage. Quest challenges and achievements updates. The cutscene at the end of What's Mine Is Yours no longer prevents you from using the XP counter. The Sixth Spirit Tree and the Path of Glorfree now heals correctly. Edgar will no longer return to the Troll cell after completing Troll Stronghold. An incorrect message about the ancestral door and spirits of Elid has been fixed. A section of text has been changed to match the audio during Rune Memories. An issue with the exit portal during the battle against Bork has been fixed. Familiars will no longer interrupt the fight against the Demon in Legends quest. The Demon in Legends quest can now be defeated. The Lost Tribe quest now filters correctly on the quest list when all requirements are met. The Fremennik Saga Stock Your Block Off secret challenge has been made a bit easier. Leaving a Fremennik Saga no longer deselects your combat speed preference, resulting in no experience gain. Another sip of the beverage real quick. The sundial interface in Diamond in the Rough should no longer suffer from inaccuracies. The cooking stove in the Troll War Zone area now appears correctly during Let Them Eat Pie. When a player uses a perfect gold bar on the furnace, the text is now displayed correctly. Groove-filled Bach with Silverlight will give Silverlight back to players who have completed Shadow of the Storm. NPCs throughout the Clockwork's Syringe quests are now aggressive again. The daily challenge Rune, Spice, and Slice stalls will now update correctly when thieving from Scimitar stalls. The challenge to create studded armor now also accepts studded chaps. Skills and minigames. Players now receive a Nothing Interesting Happens message when they use a Unicorn Horn on a 1, 2, or 4 dose Restore Potion. During the Combat Academy, the Momentum ability is now correctly described to last 20 minutes. A spelling error on a Slayer tip from Turiel has been fixed. Dungeoneering parties can now only be formed within the walls of the castle. Some text has been changed to match the audio in the Whalers The Mist Guide cutscene. The Skill Advanced Guide now has correct level requirements listed for Sacred and Vital Clay Butterfly Nets. Teleporting out of Trouble Brewing will no longer show the pirate clothing to still be on the player. Players can no longer try and create Serum 207 without being at the correct stage of the quest. Music now fades out when a story cutscene happens in player-owned ports. The miss-hit splats have been stopped from displaying over familiars when their special attacks miss hitting on a target NPC. Prayer icons will now be disabled when exiting a Castle Wars game. Superior Tetsu leggings are no longer providing more XP than they should when crafted. An issue with the Calphite King and his freedom ability have been fixed. A typo on the examine text for the evil symbols and demon flash mobs has been fixed. A couple of errors with trait stats for crew members have been fixed in player-owned ports. Followers will not be visible when viewing your ship with the customization interface hidden in player-owned ports. We have updated the adversity bar in player-owned ports for players with more than 3 special voyages. Trying to do damage via auto attacks, i.e. left-clicking to be very first troll in the Troll War Zone does nothing until you use an ability. Players will now automatically crush abominations when they have low health as long as they have the spike gauntlets equipped. The Make X interface now shows the correct amount of XP for attaching feathers to bang bolts. It is now conveyed more clearly that the leather coif is only available to be crafted by members. Mages in the mage training arena now animate correctly whilst attacking. The Strength Skill Advances Guide now lists the granite mace as part of the granite weapon. Trend versions of the blue and green Dragonhide armors now have the correct Dragon Slayer requirement. The Skill Advanced Guide has been updated in places to reflect more armor and weapons changes due to the evolution of combat. Sawmill planks can no longer be taken out of the sawmill. This is another sip of the beverage. And last but not least, other upgrades. All Hellhounds and normal dogs now utilize the latest sound effects thanks to the Rue for pointing this out. Minnie tells players what armor she is actually wearing. Isold no longer mentions major Coethers. The Bronze Claw and Offhand Bronze Claw have been changed to require a level 1 attack. Entering your bank pin in a shop no longer interrupts the flow of purchase. Backramental bolts now correctly state on the Grand Exchange that they require chaotic crossbows to use. The Scarecrow Mask and Lightning Staff will only be in Diango's promotional items list, not his holidays item selections. A label issue with Ceridon's Whisper has been fixed. An issue with the values of the Adamant Defender has been fixed. A prayer bonus has been added back to the Armadillo helmet. Thank God. The Fire Cape is now removed from the player's back while on the fight kiln. Some grammatical errors with Chieftain Brunt have been fixed. Musicians no longer mention disease. Players can no longer place flags and standards with the Boon Crafting Guild. Bat wings are now dropped after a bat dies. The Mud Pie is now a ranged weapon. Grand Exchange pre-purchase information have been corrected for armor. Guthix, Ceridon, and Zarak Fruit now restore 100 prayer points instead of 10. An issue with the Binding Shot not damaging stun enemies has been fixed. Ganodermic beasts now use magic auto attacks when being attacked by melee. An issue with Implings getting overly aggressive at magic using players has been fixed. Blood Reavers can no longer deal magic through the big door in the God Wars dungeon. An issue that allowed players to wield offhand weapons with the Keen Blade has been fixed. The Blood Pouncer pet now has the correct icon when stored in a menagerie. The new pets have been given some extra training on keeping up with their masters. The Quest Cape and Hood no longer appear grayed out in the customization interface when used with the Dragon Keepsake key. As a tongue twister, you try and say it. A script crash when selecting a recolor in the customization interface has been fixed. Some tweaks to the task side panels have been made for numbering and formatting. The armor value of the mercenary gloves in the Damon Hide War Shop have been updated. The stats for the Ceridon sword, Lucky Ceridon sword, should now match the stats of the normal Ceridon sword. Battle axes now play a sound effect when the Fury ability is used. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all for the news, RuneScape news. So, have a nice day. Stay classy.